My name is Zoe Chambers-Daniel, and I'm a second year in the Counseling for Mental Health and Wellness program. My site is at Taproot Therapy, which is a private practice in Murray Hill. We primarily serve individuals with anxiety, depression, ADHD, autism, and a wide range of diagnoses under the neurodivergent umbrella. I have the privilege and pleasure of working with those that are neurodivergent, and a lot of the work that we do together is processing late diagnoses. With that comes a high masking presentation, which means that they've spent basically their whole lives suppressing their neurodivergent traits, living with a bunch of social communication challenges that they did not have the resources to have support with. So a lot of our work is overall just psychoeducation on what autism is, what ADHD is, giving them the accommodations they need in the therapeutic space so that it can transfer to outside relationships. Disability advocacy to me means unmasking the therapeutic space and practicing neurodivergent affirming care. Your neurodivergent presentation is not pathologized. I make it clear in my bio at Taproot when I'm introducing myself to clients that your way of communicating is welcome. And the only reason why we would be reframing how you stim or how you regulate yourself is if it's of physical or emotional harm to you. A lot of people have been taught that the way that they regulate themselves, rocking back and forth, flapping their hands, not maintaining eye contact when speaking, is inappropriate or childlike. And that is not the case in the therapeutic room. And something like that is a very powerful thing for a client to hear, especially when they're learning about their diagnosis for the first time. And I think that's where advocacy starts in the therapeutic room so that they can communicate their needs and live as authentically as they can, even if it's just for 1 hour in the week. Unfortunately, it's the societal ableism that motivates me to do this work, especially at my time at NYU doing research on just societal perceptions of those specifically with autism and different varying support levels. That wide society is very misinformed about what autism is, what different presentations look like, what a high masking presentation looks like. Because my population that I work with is a lot of late diagnosed adults, I am met each week with how society has failed them. It makes my one-on-one work so important because I want to create a space where they are understood and where I can continue to learn about how I can support them because everyone is different. Knowing that I wanted to be a therapist goes back to when I was 11 years old. I was in Read Alliance program, which is where like middle schoolers are paired with elementary school students. And a lot of the time we couldn't get work done without addressing problems that were happening in the playground, or even kids were brave enough to be vulnerable and share what things that were going on with their parents at home that was making it difficult for them to just read a sentence. Something clicked in me that context matters and people's environments kind of shape how they're able to show up at school with their friends. That was like a light bulb moment to me. I am an avid binge watcher. I love movie nights with friends. I love watching TV. I love to read. Right now, I'm reading Flowers for Algernon, and that's a very emotional book. Another thing that I think is very important for clinicians is community building. I'm a part of several communities outside of NYU, and having that, foundation of, oh, I get to see these people like a couple times a month is really special to me. Are holding close because it's a part of my identities, whether it be like queer communities, my like Black community, my neurodivergent community, they all fuel me and give me that power to continue serving my populations.